Heyo, what's up, Killas? It is your final girl, Mel, and this is my killer podcast. And boy, do I have a review for you. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for joining me today. If you are new here, I am not only on YouTube, I am also on a bunch of other social media platforms, so kill that description box below. Follow me everywhere. Today, we have an amazing review for you. We're going to be talking about Becky, and this is dropping from MVD Entertainment soonish. This was a first-time watch for me, and I am super excited about it. I'm not going to lie. However, I did own Becky already, so this is a re-release of the Blu-ray coming at you from Ronin Films. As you can tell, I didn't open mine because I hadn't watched it yet, but I did watch this one. This one was released by Quiver Distribution. A little different packaging here, as you can tell. This one came with a groovy slip. It has a clear plastic case on the inside. This one came in your standard Blu-ray case, no slipcover. I'm not sure if this did at one point have a slipcover and I just got the later version, or if it just never did come with a slipcover. Maybe you guys know. I don't know. But here are your two versions of the movie. We are going to talk a little bit about special features here and what the difference between this one and this one are. But let's dive into the one that we are here to talk about, and that is Ronin Films' release of Becky. I do want to let you know that this is going to be a full spoiler review. This is not a new movie. This is an older movie, so I will be spoiling the shot out of it. But at the end, I will give you a recommendation or nah. I'm sure you guys can figure out that I probably will be recommending this movie. So let's jump into the synopsis. What is this movie about? A teenager's weekend at a lake house with her father takes a turn for the worse when a group of convicts wreaks havoc on their lives. This is starring, at the time that this movie came out, 14-year-old Lulu Wilson, who is also from the TV show Haunting of Hill House, Annabelle Creation, Ouija, Origin of Evil. But it also has Kevin James in it, which is surprising. I found it to be quite surprising, who, if you guys do remember the TV show King of Queens, and he was also Paul Blart. He tended to play just funny comedic parts in movies. So it was kind of interesting to see him play this neo-Nazi killer. Yes, that's right. Neo-Nazi killer. All right, let's get into the packaging of this. As you can tell, it has this beautiful slipcover with really amazing artwork, very tonal coloring there. Here is your back. Very nice. So the back is very similar to the back of the other release, but you can see this one has some special features on it, whereas this one isn't listing any. So take the slipcover off. Like I said, we do have a clear case in here, which is very nice. And we're going to open it up. We have some different artwork on the disc here. A lot of times you'll see the same cover artwork on the disc, but this one has different artwork, and I actually really like this disc artwork. It's very comic book styly, and you guys know I love me some comic books. And then you take the disc out, and there's actually alternate artwork in there. I don't know if this is the original poster art or if this is, but we got different artwork here and here and here. So maybe to you, that means you keep this one. I don't know. All right, so let's talk about some of the special features. It does come with English subtitles, 1080 HP high definition widescreen presentation, audio commentary with actress Lulu Wilson and screenwriters, 5.1 surround and 2.0 stereo lossless master audio, The Fight of Her Life with Lulu Wilson, fan art and behind the scene photo galleries, No Laughing Matter with Joel McHale, Two Heads Are Better Than One directing Becky with Jonathan Millat and Carrie Mummian. Film introductions with directors and limited edition slipcover and reversible sleeve. First run only. All right, guys, so there you have it. Only the first run of this movie is going to have this slipcover. So don't be late to the game. So believe it or not, this movie did hold a #1 spot in the box office when it came out, and it was a 2020 drive-in sensation. That's amazing. You may not know this, but there is a Becky 2 coming to theaters in 2023. So that's this year. This year, there should be a sequel to Becky coming out. I haven't heard anything about it, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of research just to make sure that that simple fact is true. But you heard it here first. All right, so I'm going to do a simple movie review of this one. I'm not going to go in depth as I usually do. I find that if I just sit here and rant about a movie, it's a lot easier on me, and it's probably a lot more entertaining for you. But I am going to say I absolutely loved this movie. So it starts off with this little girl. She loses her mom. It's very devastating for her. But unfortunately for her, her dad takes her out to a cabin to get away, clear her mind, do all the things that will humbly try and heal her from her mom's passing. But what happens instead? Daddy brings his new girlfriend out and tells Becky that they're about to get married only a mere year after the death of his wife. I personally think that is a really crappy thing to do. I think that is very questionable parenting on his part. See, the thing is, when people have kids, they give up a piece of them, and that piece is usually their lives and their livelihoods. And you do it because you want kids, right? But you should not be putting your needs above your children. And 1 year was not enough for Becky to get over the death of her mom. So he definitely should not be proposing to another woman. He should not be bringing Becky out to like confront her with this news or anything like that. I hated this part of the movie. I thought it sucked. But the rest of the movie was great. Lulu's performance in this movie was outstanding. Her character was written beautifully. It was written to the T of how I would expect a young teenage kid to act in this situation. They kept her youthful, but also making her character go a little more insane throughout the whole movie. See, what I was afraid was going to happen is by the end of the movie, she was going to be like Kill Billing the shit out of these guys in a very masterful karate type way. And I didn't want that. I didn't want her to start off very youthful and childish in the beginning and then in the end to be this very knowledgeable killing machine. You know what I mean? I wanted her, she's a kid. She should be acting like a kid. And I feel like they really captured that to the T in this movie because she does stuff along the way that is just stupid stuff a kid would do, stupid things that a kid would think would work and they don't work. And it's obvious because she is a kid and she has a very youthful mind. But it's her crazy that catches people off guard and they don't know what's going to happen because they expect her to be a kid and they expect her to be innocent and they expect her not to, try and kill people. She has the upper hand in that way. So I really loved that they continued that storyline through the whole movie. She's just a clumsy kid who's just batshit crazy and is willing to kill people. And it's surprising. And I love that. One of the things I didn't appreciate were the parents or the dad and the stepmom or whatever the hell that lady is here. But I felt like the decisions their characters made were a little unlike what normal adults would have done. I feel like they're telling Becky to run and they're risking their lives and the life of another young kid so that Becky can get away. And it's just it's weird because I feel like normally adults always have that mentality that if they follow all the rules and, they obey, that they're not going to get murdered in the end. And they want all of their people together so they can protect them and that kind of thing. So I just thought it was really weird that they were, just some of the decisions that were being made by them, I just didn't honestly feel like in real life would have happened. Kevin James was awesome in this movie. I really was just like, there's no way he is going to portray a murderous convict that just broke out of jail and is on a rampage to go find this key, which we'll get into that in a minute because that was another plot point that I thought was silly. But he actually did it really well. I was looking at him in the movie and I wasn't seeing Paul Blart. I was afraid I was going to see, King of Queens or Paul Blart, that funny, comedian that he tends to be very lighthearted and charming. But he did portray a very ruthless killer very well. Part of the plot was Kevin James went to this cabin in particular because he was looking for this key that was hidden in the cabin, and Becky had found the key previously and she was just hanging on to it. And then it was a silly piece of the story. Like, I kind of wish that it would have been like a suitcase full of money or something like that, something more realistic. Like, this key was like this big and it was like a skeleton key, and it's like, what the fuck could that be for, you know? And why Becky was so passionate about protecting the key. And it even seemed a little bit like the dad was willing to try and protect the key over the lives of these other people. So in the end, my overall feelings about this movie is I thought it was great. It was super fun. It was high octane, and I loved that. It was gory. There were some really good gore moments in it. Not necessarily kills, but in the end, I would highly recommend this. Check out MVD. They're going to be dropping this soon. Definitely grab it if you want that slip cover, because it is really nice. I'm not going to open this one, so I can't really tell you for sure if there are any special features on it, but I am looking at the back and there's no special features listed on the back. A lot of times they'll at least list a few or something. So this might be just a bare bones release right here. In case anybody was wondering or, you know, didn't know if they should pick up this one or whatever, I would recommend this one because I can tell you there's special features on here. But that is it. That is all. That is my rating for Becky. It is awesome. Check out my letterbox. I'll probably be dropping a review for this shortly. I'm not sure when, but I'm sure it'll be on there maybe next week sometime. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you greatly. If you'd like to help support me and my channel, a quick and easy way is just hit that like button, subscribe, and kill that bell. Also, we have some new and exciting news for the Rad Pack, and I'd like to talk about it a little bit right now. We just officially dropped a new format. It is the Rad Pack audio podcast. It has been submitted and should be available next week at some point, the first 2 episodes. The Rad Pack also is now humbly housed in its own Rad Pack YouTube channel, and I will link that below so you guys can go over there and sub up. Definitely do that, because that is where all the Rad Pack shenanigans are going to be going down going forward. So if you want to be in the loop for all things Rad Pack, including our big shows and our podcasts and anything else, we're talking about doing some blooper reels or pooper reels, as I like to call them, will be all featured on that channel. So definitely go over there and sub up. We'd greatly appreciate it. But also, if you want to help support me even more, y'all on over to my Patreon and see what's crapping over there. All right, guys, until the next time we gather, have a killer day. Peace. Can I read?